my running vest has arrived. Like, I just so happened to have been at work the day it was delivered. If I only had ordered it literally like hours earlier, could have got it on my day off. To the point that overall, because of how my energy was on Sunday, I just kind of skipped that run. And to be fair, my run on the last Thursday, A, was on the treadmill, and B, probably overall wasn't my best work overall. But no, as I said in a previous like video on here, I had seen the 12-litre version in Cotswolds Outdoors in Jesus Christ, in Leeds. It's because I've been watching a few one content creator near York, and then it's just I've randomly had people from York and other places like me on dating profiles. Anyway, I had seen this colourway because I was umming and ahhing over it on the website, because I'm not a big grey person, but I think although it is very much still appearing grey, it almost has, I think because of the blue, it almost has like a bluey tinge. Obviously it comes with the flasks. I went with the size medium. I was looking at their size charts, and just kind of in the weirdest sense going, Google, like, if this is a feature, if I'm usually in this kind of size clothing, what size running vest do I need? Obviously I'm not wearing, I've probably done this incorrectly. I think I have. I think that's the one that goes. Obviously I've not got gym wear on, so I don't know how that factors. I think it's alright. Maybe I could have sized up, I don't know. But also I've got the odd extra layer on, and obviously that can play a part in just everything. And then does this one go here? Well, I've never had a running vest before, and I literally finished work this morning. I think that's how it goes. Maybe, obviously I've got my 2 soft flasks here, obviously the 500 mils. To be fair, once I remove these, I can kind of feel like it's a bit more space overall. But no, I think this is the right size for me. I think it's just I'm not wearing running gear at the moment, and so it just doesn't feel quite right. But also, like I said, it's not something I'm used to wearing, so I'm almost like, I know that it's going to take some time getting used to, in terms of like the feel of it, and it all depends on how it feels on a run. I do think if I'd have gone for a large, then maybe it'd have been a bit too big. I don't know. Yeah. I think this is alright, especially because obviously your flasks are going to be here anyway. I think it's just I'm not used to this much gappage, just in general. But no, I finally have a running vest. I'm actually going to try and get out for an outdoor run today. Obviously my first one, not ever. I've done like a mile in my local area, like years back, but I just hadn't enjoyed it at the time. But I think I know a general route for the distance I think I need to do. So I'm gonna very much go on that today. But yeah, I'm glad that I have this because, as I said, I think a barrier for me for running outside is where do I store stuff? And yeah, I could get shorts with pockets, but I don't want to hold my water bottle. So yeah. So this will be handy. I might just have plain water in one and electrolyte in another. Because I would rather just have it and not, like, even if I don't technically need the electrolytes for how short my run is, I would rather have it so that then it's not a barrier for why my run is so short, if that makes sense. But no, for anyone new, I'm training for a 10k that's in just under a month's time. Runner is like, you kind of, not the best, we'd recommend longer, but also, I do think with runner, it kind of is like, you have to give like your 5k time and your 10k time, but it doesn't necessarily account for what's your longest that you've run. So for example, so 5k is obviously 3 miles. You might have maybe run like 4 miles and that have been your longest run, but kind of runner doesn't account for that in terms of acknowledging your capabilities. It just presumes that the longest run you can do is 3 miles. So I do think that's like an ever so slightly oversight from runner itself. Yeah. Like, in terms of the actual time, so in terms of the pacing, on the interval run it suggested last week, it was suggesting for me to do like a speed of like 4.3. I'm very much like from 5 kind of person, and I think my heart rate's just generally higher anyway, but 5 is my like overall manageable. I can run for like 11 minutes at like 5 miles an hour, which is obviously great. I think it currently says that my 10k finish time is something like an hour and 20, which not too bad. Obviously I've applied for some charity places for the London Marathon, and yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of doing at the moment. Obviously, like, I'm going to be honest, I'm not hopeful for a charity place. I've applied to like 6 charities, I believe. I have realised there's one that I've not applied to that actually it would be good to do an application for, just because of it would then give me that extra chance. But yeah, like I said, I'm not hopeful. Yeah, that's just kind of it, and there's my update. But no, I liked this overall colourway and I liked the vibe of it. It was £125, but honestly, as long as I get my use out of it, no big deal. Yeah,